Hey, Pete here for Studio Live today, and welcome to episode 3 of my Create a Song Challenge. Now, before we get started today, a big thank you to everyone who has watched, liked, commented on, provided feedback, suggestions for this track so far. If you're just catching up now, we've got 2 episodes, 1 and 2, which you can find down in the links below, where I've actually started this song and started creating. And what everyone that's been watching has been doing is providing comments and suggestions and telling me what should be in there, what shouldn't be in there, and that's been amazing. And for those who've been watching my videos, you know that every single comment on my videos I reply to, and I really appreciate everyone who watches and comments. So thank you for that. Now, what we're going to be doing today is I don't have any guitars in this song yet, and I have to fix that in a big, bad way. So today, I'm going to grab some guitars. I've got my acoustic sitting over here, got some electrics behind me, some bass guitars. I don't know what I'm going to throw in here, but I'm hooking up my guitars to record here in GarageBand iOS. And instead of just magically doing that and swishing my hands and suddenly I'm all set up, I'm going to show you how I set up to record guitars here in GarageBand, because that's something that a lot of people want to do. You want to hook up your guitars, you want to record in GarageBand. So let's get on and add some guitars to this track here in GarageBand. Let's go. Hello, so this is an angle of my studio that you don't always get to see, and what you can see here is behind the curtain I have my Samson C01 studio condenser up here that is recording my voice right now, and this is what I use when I do my videos. Sorry, I'm bending down here because I want you to see all of this over here. I've actually got my iPad now, so I've sent my song via iCloud. If you don't know how to share your songs via iCloud, I've got a great video, of course I do, all about how to use the Files app to do that. So I've downloaded this one, uploaded from my iPhone, downloaded to the iPad. We're ready to go there. What I've got here is my Steinberg UR12. You know that I'm in love with this interface, of course. I'm going to be using that. I've got my battery to power this one, and I've got another cable here. This is actually to hook up to my PC, because what I do is I do my screen recording, but I also record the audio, both my voice for the voiceover and the stereo audio. The screen recorder is great, but it only does mono audio, and that's no good. If I'm going to show you some panning techniques or something that requires left and right channel, I need to do that. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to hook up my UR12, make sure I can record it so that you can hear what I'm doing here, and then I'm going to grab some guitars and we're going to record ourselves some guitar tracks. Okay, we're going to jump behind the scenes here for just a moment, because what I first need to do is hook up my UR12, but I need to hook it into my PC here, because behind me, over here, I'm running the Reaper DAW. That's recording my voice that you can see, but this stereo track down here is actually going to be recording my output from my UR12. So what I'm going to do is unplug what I already have in there, which is my 3.5mm jack, which is this one I normally plug in, and I've got an RCA connection here. I'm going to throw that into the back of the UR12 here, into the RCA jacks, like so, left and the right. And then I'm going to grab this cable. Now this RCA cable, you'll see here, has some TRS, some 1/4" jacks on the back. So they are actually going into my Steinberg UR44, which is sitting behind here. So we'll plug those in to the 2 line inputs that we have there. And now when I power up my UR12, what's going to happen is when I hook it up to my iPad, I'm going to be able to monitor the audio through my headphones, through the UR12. It's going to go through this one, through that one, and be recorded. You don't have to know any of that, but some people were interested. So there you go. That's how I hook up all of my sound. I've got my microphone. I've got my stereo track here. My UR12 is being recorded. Let's now hook up the rest of this, and so we can play some guitars. Okay, I've done this 1,000 times right here on the channel. Once again, the videos are down below if you want to know how to do this, but this is my Lightning to USB adapter. I'm going to plug the USB back in here into my Steinberg UR12, like so. And then this end is going to go directly into my iPad and tap in there. Now we don't have power yet, so nothing is happening. We're going to grab my portable battery. This could be an AC adapter just as easily, but I like having everything nice and portable. I'm going to plug that one in there, make sure I've selected my 5-volt DC power. It's going to power up. My USB light will flash and then come on. My iPad will tell me now that I've got the ability to monitor my audio, and we are good to go. So now I'm set up. I've got my iPad connected through here. This is going to play back through my stereo channel here in Reaper, and we're going to be ready to record. So without further ado, I'm going to grab some guitars and start plugging in and playing some tracks. Okay, so here we are. I have my guitar. I've literally had to dust it off, like actually dust off of here. And we've got our track here. Hopefully the screen recording is going to work. If not, you'll be viewing it on this tiny little screen down here. Anyway, this is our track that you will know and love. Maybe not. This is a track that you'll know already. What I have done though is I've muted our oboe and I've muted Isabella. So two of the comments that were resounding was that the Isabella drum sounded a bit too not quite right for this track. So maybe we'll come back and add some of her back in later, but for now I'm going to mute her and just go with this smart drums that we have for the percussion. The oboe I'm actually going to replace with a guitar riff. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do some rhythm and lead guitar. I'm hopefully going to lay down a bass guitar riff as well, and we may even get time for the vocals. I'm not promising anything, but if you hang around, maybe we can have enough time to do a little bit of vocals, but the vocals are just going to be the da-da-da-da-da, so don't get too excited just yet. Anyway, let's get on with this and find where we want to come in. So we're going to have to add a new track. We're going to hit add track here. We're going to go to our guitar amp, and we're going to go to clean, because we want a clean sound. We're going to turn on monitoring because it's detected an audio device. And at this point, what I'm going to have to do now is actually plug in my guitar. So my UR12 is here. I have a handy dandy guitar cable sitting right here, ready to go. I'm going to plug this end into my guitar, click, like so, and the other end into the instrument input on my UR12. Like so. Now, what I need to do now is actually select the right guitar input here. So I'm going to tap this one. I'm going to go channel, input 1. I'm going to select input 2 because that's my guitar or my instrument interface here. The noise gate's on at the moment. I'll leave that on for now. I've got monitoring on, so I'm going to actually be able to hear what I'm playing and make sure that my volume is up on my guitar, which it wasn't, but now is, and work through the dust. Now I've got to put my headphones on here so that I can actually hear what I'm playing. And now I can actually hear my guitar coming through. Now what I've done with the guitar is I've got it in drop D. Drop D tuning because this song has a B flat up here, then an A flat, then a right down there. It goes right down to the E flat. So I can't play an E flat in normal tuning, so I'm using a... They're basically my chords. So let us now... I'm just going to use the standard clean combo for now, and just because I'm just playing with some ideas at the moment before I actually get stuck into what it's going to sound like. So don't put your pick in your mouth. Number one rule of guitar playing. Let's come back here. What I'm firstly going to do is record the rhythm part, rhythm guitar. So I'm going to put the volume up on my guitar so I can just hear what I'm playing. And I'm going to put the metronome on. This is going to be a little bit tricky because it's got this start bit. And what I'm going to have to do is keep an eye on this. Actually, I'm not going to be able to do that, am I? Because I'm in GarageBand, it's going to change. So I'm going to need to know when to come in. In fact, let's go to here, because what I want to do is I want to come in where this bassoon is with its do. I want to do a like that. So what I'm going to do, it'll give me 4 beats here and then another 4 beats, and then I'm going to do my... In fact, I might go... Yep, so I'm going to use the back pickups on my Les Paul here. Just to get that twangier sort of rhythm sound. I think that'll work a bit better. And if it doesn't, we'll do something else. We're only on day 3. We have plenty of time. Let's try this now. We're going to hit record. We've got a metronome on. The end of the song is going to be heard, and then we're going to come in here and play this guitar part.
do-do-do-do-do. It's for the birds. That's for the birds. It's for the birds. It's for the
Don't put your pick in your mouth. I keep telling me that. Okay. So, what we have here is our first guitar track, and I don't even really know if I'm hitting the right chords there. I couldn't remember what I had in the original part, and it was probably not mixed at the right volumes, but it's an idea. I'll better stop that. In fact, let's turn the monitoring off on that guitar. Let's play this back and play around and maybe turn down the guitar volume and see what this sounds like in our mix now. I've dropped my pick. Okay, so what I've worked out here is I'm not really playing the. Turn that back on. Firstly, let's tune my guitar. Let's just listen to this piano part, because I think I've probably hit a few wrong chords there, or maybe not wrong chords, but chords that don't really sound right with the piano. So what we can do now is solo our piano and our guitar like so, and solo like so, and hit play. Okay, not too bad, but what I want to put in here, let's put in our lead guitar part now and see if this is going to help us out a little bit. We'll go back to clean lead guitar. This time, let's play around and find a little bit of... Oh, don't go back to my songs. That's not going to work. Okay, so we're going to change up our clean combo here, and we'll go to something like the... We don't want crunchy necessarily. What about rich harmonics? Let's try this one here. Make sure that we have our monitor on. We're on input number 2. And then... Do you get the feeling that I'm going to just remove all these instruments and just play a bunch of guitars? Yeah, I do too. Anyway, let's see what we can do with this one now. So we're going to add our... guitar track over the top here. We'll go to the same spot here. We'll just tune that guitar. Nothing more exhilarating than watching someone tune a guitar. But it's very important. Okay, let's try this now. That ending sounded a little bit rank, but that's okay. We've got our 2 guitars in there now. What happens if we bring them back into our whole mix here? Let's do that now and play. Okay. Yeah, I'm still not convinced. I'll let you in on a secret. I was on my way home today and I grabbed this track and started just trying different things with it, and I put in some different instrumentation and I changed up a bunch of stuff. What I ended up doing is just muting out that Isabella percussion sound and the oboe, and just saying, yep, we really need some guitars in here. So the guitars probably don't have the right sound right now, but I don't mind the feel that I'm getting from them. So what I'm going to do now is unplug the Les Paul, and I'm going to grab a bass guitar because I really think this needs to have a bit of a driving bass guitar sound. It's got that upright bass in there, but I think it needs a bass guitar sound underneath. So I'm actually going to turn off the upright for now. I'm going to grab a bass guitar and plug in and see what we can record here. Need my tuner, need to tune up my bass. I'll tune up my bass and then I'll come back and talk to you because you do not need to hear me tune another guitar in this video. Okay, bass guitar is in tune. It's also shamefully dusty. Let's add our bass track here now. And if you're not liking this song, at least you're learning how to hook up, with bass guitars and guitars and select our options. We're going to go with, no, we're not going to go clean. We're going to go bass this time around. And let's go and grab our, what do we reckon here? Maybe just like a nice different, no, we don't want distorted, we want clean. We want a, not how low, modern stack. We're just going to leave it on modern stack here. And we're going to actually dial in the right settings. Input number 2 on our Steinberg UR12. And make sure that monitoring is set to on so we can hear our bass. Okay, we have our bass being heard. It's about this time that I normally check in on my recording, and I normally do that in a pause section, but I'm going to do that here because you get to see what I'm doing. So, yep, I'm recording my voice and I'm recording the bass guitar. So, I'm actually going to record that lead riff on a bass, and then I'm going to record a more simplified bass. So I'm going to see whether that more complex sort of bass is going to work, or whether I want something a little bit simpler. So let's try this now. We'll go to the spot that we need to be at. We're going to turn up our bass. We're going to come back to here, and we're going to come in here, and we're not going to have to do the bit. We're going to there we go. I'll play up here so that you can see my fingers because, I need to prove that I'm playing my bass because reasons. All right, let's go. So I was playing in completely the wrong key. It's not. Alright, I might play it on this string up here. Because I'm not a very good bass player, and that's going to be easier for me to do than playing down there. Play up here. Alright, let's try that one more time. You'll notice I just hit undo. I do that a whole lot. You'll see that a lot in this video. We're going to do that. I'm going to hit record, go again. Playing. Okay. Try it again. Yeah, so maybe not. I didn't really... Besides the fact that I have my input way too low on my bass, and you can not even see that it's recorded there. Yeah, I probably should have... I never quite remember to do that too. When I'm playing a guitar, especially a Les Paul, it comes through really loud, and then I play a bass and you literally cannot see the waveform of that bass. It is still there, and you would have been able to hear it like this. And look, it is registering on the meter there, but we do need to have that up a little bit louder. So I'm going to dial in my input gain here on my bass. So that we have not so much loudness. The thing is, I tend to find this on my bass, you don't have to have a waveform like you'd have on a guitar or a vocal for a bass, because it is low, and if you have that, you have that background like that. You have that background buzzing noise that you don't really want, especially with a low quality bass like the one that I use here. So I don't like that. I'm going to mute it straight away. I'm going to leave it there just so that I can play around with that tomorrow, because we're coming towards the end of the video. I'm sorry, I know. We will try and do a little bit of vocal, but we're running out of time. So I'm going to do another bass track here, and I'm going to do a simpler bass track. I'm going to leave it on the default classic stack here, but again, I have to go in, select my input. What I should be doing here, and a tip for you, because I know you're here for tips as well, should be duplicating these tracks so that I don't have to reset them up every time like this. Turning my monitor on, selecting my channel. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to drop my bass down into drop D as well. And what that means is I can play the top fret. So I realize you can't actually see the top of the bass guitar here. I'm in an awkward position here because I want you to be able to see the setup here, which I probably shouldn't do because hopefully the screen recording is working. That's the sort of bass line that I think I want in here. So let us try this out now with this simplified bass line with our track. So we're going to turn that up a bit. We've got our gain dialed up a bit on our bass. We'll hit record and we'll give it a go. Yeah, so I went right down too early there. I needed to try that again. Let's do that again. So to go B flat, A flat.
It's for the birds. That's what the birds. It's for the birds.
I'm sorry. Yes, it's been a long day. So that is a lot better. So I did like that sound. You can see we can almost even see our bass there. It's awesome, as opposed to our previous one. So let's just play the three guitars that we have together, because what I've realized is that I wanted to write a jazzy, big bandy song, and then what I've just done today is recorded guitars that are basically the sort of guitars I'd record on any other song. But let's just give it a go. So what we're going to do is dial in this guitar over to a little bit to the left, this one a bit to the right. This is what I like to do, a little mixing as I go along. I like to leave my bass in the middle, but I just like to get some separation on my guitars. Let's just finish off here, and I'm very sorry, I'm not going to have time for the vocals today to update those, but let's just finish off by playing these 3 guitars together and see if I've found something that might actually work underneath this track. So is it just me, or is this song turned into a surf rock song? We've gone from big band jazzy to poppy Latino to surf rock in the space of 3 days. But to me, that's what songwriting is all about. You're guided by the song, and you will just work out where the song needs to go as you go along. And I knew that as soon as I grabbed some guitars and started doing that, it would morph into something more like what I play. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be determined to get some horns and some strings back in there, and look, they're still there in the background, but it was pretty clear that things like that oboe sort of lead part and the percussion that I had in there originally wasn't really working out. So I think this is coming together. You be the judge, though. This series is all about you as well. I want to get your feedback and your opinion. So how are we going here? And I promise that tomorrow I will actually get to some additional vocals. I probably won't have lyrics written, but what I want to do is actually get the full song sort of out there. I've got a little bit of a bridge idea that I've got in mind, and we're going to get to a second chorus and second verse, second chorus, and then we need to work through an outro. So I need to get the song structure done. But I do like the hook. I like the little riff we have there. Didn't work on the bass, worked okay on the guitar. Could work with some vocals as well. You let me know. Tell me what you think we need to do here. Thank you again for watching and bearing with me and watching me tune my guitars for the last 20 minutes or so. And I hope to see you on day 4 for another video.